see if I can get this. Hopefully it won't double skull. Well, rip me.
Oh! Oh well.
Robbie, I wonder what Robbie's gonna blitz.
Now the ball's
God damn.
Well,
Okay, I think we found our clip to the bench. Right, and Keith with the ball in scoring.
yeah, but if this ends up doing some big damage,
Oh my god.
Fuck off! Holy shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
oh my gosh.
That's so awful. What a nice piece. Wow.
R.I.P.
Oh man.
We totally cursed this. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Space Lion here with the Lion and Bear Report. With
Wow.
me is
Kodiak. That was not smooth.
no. Started with gusto and then realized went down the wrong path. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, definitely feeling better.
Yeah, Kodiak's feeling better. I'm feeling mostly better. I had a little bit of a relapse today. My back is feeling sore, and yeah, I'm stuffed up. And yeah, but otherwise, feeling punchy, ready to cover some Blood Bowl.
Yeah, I'm having to mute every once in a while for a cough, but
Oh, nice.
hopefully, you know, hopefully I actually catch those.
Yeah. Yeah, here we are, week 8, very much past the halfway point. How's the Nurgle doing?
Fine. I tied some lizards.
Oh, gosh.
I just could not break. Like I just could not get a casualty against them. It was just like
Oh, yeah.
KO City. Not even that many of them, but like it was just like I got good armor breaks, which is like stuns and a few KOs, and the KOs come back, and so you know I couldn't get the manpower advantage I needed to actually like win the match. But
Yeah.
tie could be worse.
I don't know. True Blue's gonna have an aneurysm at this point.
Yeah,
It's just like, yeah.
I'm playing orcs next, and I'll probably tie them too.
Wait, is this Cheese's orcs?
Yeah, this is Cheese's orcs.
Oh, because he just lost a ton of pieces, right?
Oh yeah, his team is in bad shape.
Yeah.
And in theory, basically, if my claws work, right, like that should be a situation where I could just like obliterate somebody.
Yeah.
But I haven't been recently, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, Lizards seemed like a matchup where you would...
Oh man, Slibley was a hero in that match.
Oh,
He got Slibley, and like I could not roll a POW or a defender stumbles on her. It was just like push after push. Obviously, she's got to stand firm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
push,
That piece.
okay, and then like I hit with another piece. It's push both down. And it's just like kept being the case. Let's do a hit with the beast. Push both down, and it's like, and so she just ended up tying up so much of my team that again that was the reason why it was 1-1 instead of 2-1.
Slibley is a really nice start player.
Yeah, she's really great.
Did you have your clan match?
Yeah, that went badly. I made a pretty bad mistake in the first turn where I discounted guard and I didn't like check on the block, and so I did a 1 die instead of a 2 die, and it was a skull into a skull. So it ate a reroll and and like got a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just on my back with the rest of the match and never got it back again.
Oh, jeez. Ugh. Yeah, that's blah.
Yeah, just a very, very costly mistake.
Yeah. Cool. Well, so we get into it. I did some more Imperium, but nothing too much. I finished up that Assassins tournament, and that was fun. But yeah, well, I'll know the final results probably next week, and can share where I wound up. But I don't think I finished first. There was some guy that was just like getting stab kills every match or something, which is like 16 points or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Something obscene. So yeah, it was, which is so yeah. Stab is such a garbage skill. This is what I've learned from that. At least if you're like relying on it for, say, points in a tournament.
Yeah, well, it's super swingy.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah, let's hop into it. A lot going on this week, and we got a lot of people in chat, which is great. Thanks for joining, everyone. Just get to my first sheet here. Yeah, Ace Truck & Co. winning over Scurry Squad. A convincing 2-0 victory for Quicks. I had to look. I looked at this one because this was one I think we said could go either way, maybe. Because rats against slow chorfs, maybe something could happen.
Yeah, I guess not.
No, and so I wanted to take a look at this, and I pulled up. I was like, something must have happened, and something did. Turn 1, Chorfs get a blitz, and Kaz storm waffle. It was a armor bust, so immediate apo, and then you see the miss next game, and then it just got weird from there. I didn't watch too much of it closely because immediately after this happened, Console took all of his pieces that were worth a damn and ran them into the back corner. Didn't even pick up the ball. The kick was deep into their end. They could have picked it up and chucked it over to a piece if they wanted to just hide out in the corner, at least take the ball with them.
Sure.
But they didn't. They just hid in a corner and stayed there for it was at least first 4 turns or so while the Chorfs just slowly went after the ball. It was very bizarre, and I was gonna, I took a screenshot of it. I'm not gonna put it up though. It was just weird, and I had, it just felt like Console was immediately frustrated by the blitz and Kaz removal, and kind of just gave up on it. They ended up pushing the Chorfs into scoring quickly. I think Quicks is right. It was shell shock because they did kind of shake it off quickly, as in turn 5. I think Quicks scored, and so they had a chance. They kind of made a half-ditch effort to score after the Chorfs had gone up 1-0. But they didn't have much of an option. They did a pass. It was a 4+ pass or a catch, and nothing happened. And so Chorfs got the ball in the second half and just ran through them, nearly pitch cleared them. So as you can see, only 10 blocks for the Rats, and
sounds like just trying to stay alive, which is consistent with their inducements, right? The couple mercs. The apothecary. Yeah,
they did have an extra apothecary, which I was kind of. They did so in this. I mean, the second half, the wizard did come out and they tried, did a lightning bolt on the Chorf ball carrier, but it just knocked him over and they couldn't get the ball. It just, it all seemed kind of. They seemed very out of sorts after the blitz, and I think. If anything, I'm not sure what the setup was. They had like everything on the line.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Chorfs were just able to come up and go buddy buddy. And so it was a very aggressive setup that ended up really throwing everything into the bin. But a nice win for Ace Trucking Co., who's I was trying to see, because I think they're Bull Centaur. Huh. Oh, I guess they only had. Oh, I thought one of their bulls scored. I guess not. So, yeah, I guess it was Kradich, maybe. Or the, actually, it probably was the, I don't know how you would say this, the Wide Eyes blocker. Emoticon Wide Eyes is what I'd call it. Getting both of the touchdowns. And getting guard. So, yeah. I think you're right on. I would certainly have put him at least one back and behind a couple pieces, but did not happen that way. Yeah, Fez didn't make much of an impact because it came in like with 3 turns left. And I do like what you did with the sheet, though.
It's hard to fit in everything.
Yeah. So having to miss all those pieces, but still, really just being without the one turner shouldn't have thrown things so much in disarray. But yeah, again, the blitz seemed to be too much. So that was that match. Next up was the Undead Dead and Scoring It versus Tegrity Farmers. This was the True Blue Practical Snow match, which I watched a little bit of True Blue's stream of this, but I'm not remembering too much. This one, I think, had a chance at being like a complete win for the Undead. But I can't remember. Oh yeah, it was the second half. So yeah, the Undead got out to a great start in the first half, and I think, as Practical Snow has kind of said, just kind of maybe let up the gas a little bit in the second half. I don't know if that's fair to say, Snow, but just kind of was definitely feeling pretty confident about where they were at, and then wound up doing something similar that I did in my match, which was committed a bit too much to one side near on defense, and allowed a lane for the other team to run up because he couldn't get back over to that side. And Blue just saying played bad. Yeah, so overcommit. But I think I think you do that if you're feeling like, I just kill a bunch of things and I'll just kill more things by going over here. And yeah, I don't remember the exact wizard use, how that all played out, but I do remember this just kind of swinging back from the Undead just kind of having it, and then Tegrity Farmers being able to pull it together, because Captain Zoom went out pretty early, or at least middle of the first half, to a foul that badly hurt it. So that meant, and then Pimp Butters, who knows, again, strong breeze, and that piece is out. But I think they had I can't remember if Hobbit might have been the Apo.
Yeah, it was a niggle Apo into dead, and so hence the niggle.
Oh yeah, and the stars, Quicks, you might have missed, because I think we did this early before you joined. The stars are bounties, which I haven't done a bounty report in a while, because I don't think there's been any new ones. But
no.
Yeah, that's what those are. So this is the primo bounty team.
Yeah, with Captain Zoom having 2 different bounties on him.
Yeah. We got Snow and Blue relitigating the match in the stream. But yeah, I thought, yeah, I mean, from watching the stream from Blue's perspective, he seemed happy to get the tie.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, and I can't remember if there's a chance to go up 2-1 for either of them. I think High Elves kind of waited or got the opportunity to score late enough that the Undead couldn't score and the High Elves couldn't turn them over. Because if you see on the armor breaks, like, out of block succeeded, and they were fouling a bit, but 14's pretty good, and getting 6 casualties. They were able to clear a good chunk of the field, but yeah, just kind of slipped to one side a bit too much and allowed the High Elves to run up. So yeah, helpful for the High Elves to keep pace with the other elves, though I guess we'll talk about.
Not fully keep pace, but yeah, like stay in the conversation.
Yep. I think they're still, yeah.
They're second, I believe.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess when I said elves, I meant also the dark elves, but I guess we'll get to them. Yeah, so that was that match. Very entertaining to watch for sure. A lot of action.
Sounds like it.
And yeah, next match being out, won't have the Hobbit or Pimp Butters. Just Captain Zoom kind of carrying that. Though I'm curious what PC Principal, or if we're saying no, don't talk about the Dark Elves. Curious what PC Principal gets. Oh, I guess we talked about that, right? Kick return, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we didn't talk about that.
We talked about other pieces.
Yeah, it might have been a different thrower.
I think it was like the ball carrier pesticor type was that it
Oh yeah.
I don't know that I do kick off return on elves. They can just move the ball so much more easily.
Yeah.
Because like that guy, if he moves 6 to go get the ball, he can then throw it to someone else, and it's fine.
That's true.
Like a pestigor, right? If you have you got the one that can do ball handling stuff.
Yeah.
And it can't throw as well as that thing can.
Yeah. Block then.
Yeah, you could do block.
In case you're having to be on the field for defense, as it seems like is happening right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do stuff like Nerves of Steel. But I don't really know how to build high elf throwers. But I mean, it's got a lot of good stuff already.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, has all the skills you need or want.
Yeah, I could see block just for like survivability reasons.
Yeah. Cool. All right. On to the next match. Oh yeah, I caught some of this one too. This was a good stream. I think Snow did this one.
Yeah.
So hats off there. But you, took a further look at this, right?
Yeah, and I'll say one thing going into this. There was a couple levels that were undecided going into the match. Andy's legend level, so he's got dodge, so that's a double. But I like it. It makes him more mobile and it makes him more survivable.
Yep.
Which is nice in your legend. You want to keep around as long as possible.
Yeah.
And big hand on Crazy Horse.
Oh yeah.
It's cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match. Chaos chose to receive, and so most of the first half, just basically the Skaven screening things off, not too aggressively like basing up or anything, just like slowing Chaos's advance. The teams would trade blitzes. You get a couple of line rats leaving with KOs, and there's some stuns, but like nothing pretty significant goes out until turn 7, where Chaos had like tried to make an aggressive move forward, and they're like basing stuff up, and they're able to get like more blocks, and they're rewarded with the 3rd and 4th rat leaving the field, which includes Goblin Trashmaster, that ballhawk, and he gets powed by a warrior, and no, I'm sorry, he gets powed by a Beastman, who was like chain pushed to be in contact with him, which I thought was pretty neat. That like there was a series of hits to like just put some random Beastman on him, hits him, gets the pow.
Yeah.
As out of the match, and then murders a red cap. The natural 1-turner takes a badly hurt, and that's where the Apo goes to get him back in the match.
Okay.
And he ends up not actually 1-turning at any point, but like his movement does come up. And the issue is then at this point, like Chaos is kind of trapped up, which keeps it from really protecting the ball. because he's like based up against all this stuff.
Yeah.
So the lightning bolt comes out on Skaven turn 7, gets the ball free. Grumgully goes in, scoops it up, tosses it to Slinging Lieutenant, who's like way up the field. And it's an inaccurate pass. It was actually a fumble that got re-rolled into inaccurate, but it means that it's the ball's basically almost out of Chaos's reach.
Yeah.
They're able to get it up, but they can't get much there. And like because it's their turn 8 now, they have to like send that piece and then do a pass, a 5+ pass, in order to like try to move the ball and score. They sort of roll a 1, no reroll. The reroll had been spent clearly to double skull when they tried to like get the tackle zone off the ball.
Yeah.
The Skaven then actually need a 3+ catch from a handoff for themselves to then score. And they actually get 3 attempts at it, and none of them work. They get 3 attempts because it's the handoff, then it's the reroll of the catch, and then it scatters into the person who did the handoff, and back into the person who was handed off to for a third attempt, and that one also fails. And it was a 3+, so it was like 1s and 2s, but it's still like.
If they had caught that, would it have prevented a turnover?
I believe on a handoff, it's fine. I think it's like a pickup that doesn't count for.
Yeah.
Right. I believe on a handoff, as long as it ends up on your team.
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah.
Second half. In terms of like damage so far, Wally Mantle has taken his badly hurt, and Goblin Trash Master still KO'd. But given his escape drive, having the ball hawk out is fine. Half actually would have opened with a pitch invasion, but the security gate kept the crowd off the field. Shambling Goblin earns his MVP turn 9 by a foul on an already stunned rookie Beastman that just produces a stun. The crowd is like, we love it. Turn 10, the Skaven move aggressively up the left side of the field from their perspective, and the ball in the hands of the one-turner. Chaos moves to engage them. We then see next turn that killer Beastman, Roy Benavides. He dies, but the Apo gets him back with an agility bust, which looks pretty good compared to death. Then the Skaven, because the Chaos like committed to go pressuring on them one side, the one-turner just runs to the other side of the field. It's like 2 squares from the sideline on one side, ends up on the other sideline.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And which means that the best... so Chaos is just totally out of Chaos's reach. Chaos are able to apply enough pressure, though, that the Skaven score turn 12. And so Chaos is going to get a chance to... Actually has 5 turns to try to score. But obviously, as we see, the Skaven turn them over, score again. Instead, it's like, how does that happen? Well, so at this point, Chaos is down to 7 players. They've taken their 3 casualties, and they have 2 KOs out as well. And the Skaven, meanwhile, the only thing they've lost is the rookie line rat that I mentioned that got ejected and of course got the MVP. And they have a bench of 2. So they're 11 on the field.
Oh, wow. To 7
line of scrimmage
Chaos?
hits, gets a KO on another line rat, but still 10-7. Skaven advantage. And that means the Skaven speed is like better than it was the first half, with the Chaos having less time, and it worked in the first half. By time turn 14, Chaos is going like full potato. Skaven Ballhawk does its thing. The big hand guy then does its thing, gives it to the one-turner, who then just like runs far enough away that the best Cullen can do is move. It was either Spartacus or Attila, I forget which, over to just like pin him against the sideline. But it's a 2-head piece. With agility 4, right? So it's just 2 2+. There's no tackle involved. It just runs in. It's fine. That's turn. It takes a 2-0 turn 16. Chaos has 1 turn left. The Skaven actually get a blitz here, but then they're just like, nope. So it's just the LOS hits on 3 line rats. That's just a couple stuns, and then the vanity pass fails because the AG4 guy can't make a catch. Which is real, gotta be real disappointment.
Seems like the way the injury dice rolled, that really kind of determined things in that second half, because you got about the same amount of armor breaks. But then you got 2 more Kaz.
It's just better for Colin there. I'm sorry, for Tim Nielsen there.
Right. That was, I'm sure, pretty frustrating for Cullen, given that they were starting to climb up and take a look at potentially hopping into one of the top 4 spots. But yeah, not getting their damage in.
Yeah, instead Tim Nielsen gets to keep his top 4 spot.
Yeah, so
And
congrats
gets
to
a couple levels out of it. Slinging Lieutenant getting, like, that was a pass to Murderous Redcap, just like
nice.
a pure vanity. Like, it wasn't
okay.
anything to like, actually do something. Got in the level, that's nice. And, level line Brent.
Yeah.
Maybe Dirty Player or something.
Yeah, he doesn't have one. I think that's probably that. He still has Festering Goblin to do kick duties, so. Yeah. Looking like the healthiest rat team right now.
Yeah.
So that's.
Apparently he's been given block.
Oh, okay.
Which I think I actually like, given that he's at 10 of 16. Those 2 MVPs, because he might actually get to another level.
Oh yeah.
I like Dirty Player better on, like, the guy who gets the MVP, then you get him a Vanity Pass, so he's just at 6. He's someone you could turn into like a block tackle piece or something like fun like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was on the line. Have you done Slinging Lieutenant yet, Tim?
Yeah, curious about that one. I'm guessing that one's Wrestle. No. Yeah, because he's got 2 block runners.
I would guess.
Yeah.
But anyways, we can go on to the next match.
Yeah, cool.
The Gutter took Wrestle.
Okay. This is another one you took a look at, right?
Yes.
This was our Tuesday night results, I think.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Oof.
Yeah. I did the 2 matches where the crowd was like, just love the guy who gets expelled for fouling.
And this is somebody, I mean, you just mentioned this, right? Where somebody's gotten 3 MVPs already and now gets a 4th.
Yeah.
And so there they are. But yeah, oh man, this match. And how the Dark Elves have just been tumbling, it seems like.
Yeah. So towards this match, one thing is Lightning Rod. We didn't know the level last week, but it's a moving up. So that's fun. I'm not a huge fan of the runner, but a moving 8 runner is a lot nicer than moving 7 runner.
Yeah, that is fun.
But yeah, this match. Necro kicked. They chose to kick. Game actually started out in sweltering heat, but the kickoff event turned into perfect weather. So it didn't end up doing anything.
Close.
Basically turn 1, the Dark Elves, they're doing their line hits, and they're just like not going well. It's almost entirely a series of pushes, which means they're just doing more of them. We're actually like, oh, push it next to this guy, oh, then push it next to this guy, and then until the double skull comes up. Which means that when the runner goes to get the ball, well, the ball's on the sideline. They roll the 1 to pick up, can't be re-rolled, scatters out, and into the middle of the dark elf half of the field, where Werewolf just runs over and grabs it.
Oh! Wait, it goes to the dark. Oh, like where?
Yeah, like in the middle of their defense. Like, but basically, there's like this big hollowed out center of their stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
People on the LOS, then you have people on the left side of the field near the ball, including like say the run who went over it, but like no one in the middle, and that's where the ball scatters to. Yeah. So all you need is like LOS hits to like, I think the blitz to free the path through, and the Werewolf just runs in and picks up the ball. He doesn't get to keep it. The plus strength blitzer knocks it free easily enough, but then it scatters into the hands of the other Werewolf, who was standing right next to him. And basically the second half, the first half basically plays out like that, back and forth. It ends 0-0, and it's just anytime there's an opportunity for one team to like get the ball and secure it, it requires multiple die rolls to succeed, and they never all succeed. Right, like a Werewolf, like actually I think was on the way to score, but if 1 in 9's a 3+ dodge. Which can't make a 3+ pass. It's just lots of failed GFIs, failed dodges, and that mess up a sequence of actions that just never go right quite long enough. So the ball moves back and forth across the field, but it's never secured. Neither team scores. The Talk Show Terror is going to score in the second half on their drive. Second half, guard lineman has already taken his M&G for the Elves, and Wolf Blitzer just luxuriating the KO box. So it's 10 versus 11 at the start of the second half, but the removals stack up quickly. Both sides are losing pieces, but Necro's losing zombies, while the Elves are losing Elves. And particularly they lose Festal, the diving tackle piece. who's got to be relied on to try to lock down the ball carrying goal with his tackle. And then once we hit the fourth quarter, Necro starts winning like that removal game, not just in terms of like quality, but also just like pure quantity.
Yeah.
And the elves are able to make plays. They get the ball on the ground a couple times, but doing so keeps leaving them based up. And then they take more removals so that when Necro gets the ball back, the elves are like in a worse position than they had been before because just not enough is right for them.
Yeah.
And when they do get it free. And so, yeah, by the time Necro scores on turn 16, there's 7 Necro on the field because they did lose some, and 3 elves. One of them's a scoring threat, so he's not in the play, and then 2 of them are working the ball carrier. It's a 3 die and a 2 die to clear them off. There's no rerolls, but they're good enough. And the ball carrier is cleared, they score. That's a 1 win.
Wow.
And yeah, so yeah, the KO Wake Up rules makes it 6 Dark Elves to 8 Necro for like the 1 turn attempt. But you get the Stanford Flesh Golems, you got enough pieces to surround them with, so that the 1 turn requires like basically truly desperate stuff, including a 6+ dodge into back behind the line to get the zombie in the middle of the Flesh Golems to push out, and like it just doesn't work. Yeah. Right, it just doesn't get the 6+. So
yeah,
that's the match.
Yeah, that is.
Basically, Orphan pointed out like he would knock the ball free, and then it would just go right into a Necro hand. They could have it twice, like once each half, maybe.
Oh wow, yeah.
It was one of those things where it's like, okay, so you got the blitz and you got the ball out, but you then needed to just like land somewhere you could pick it up instead of lands in the guy's hands.
Yeah, and then just getting, crushed and like both KOs and casualties sustained. Yeah. That's basically like all of their armor breaks was taking somebody off the field, looked like, which is not what you want to see. I guess.
Oh yeah, I don't want on the winnings because, as we'll know, we're down at Witch Elf still.
Yeah, MVP to the Witch, who is so far
such a waste
from being legend. Yeah, this is looking pretty grim. Well, it's, they're still. We'll look at the leaderboard, but
and next match, you're down Festo, which is a great piece, and Interest, which is a really handy piece to have like skirts somewhere.
Yeah, and just like not enough money to get these positionals back, and they still are down a blitzer as well.
That's true. That's true. That's actually it's a Witch Elf and a blitzer, and there's a rookie blitzer who he has been able to get enough done to get touchdowns on.
Yeah.
For it, right? That guy needs 2 touchdowns to get dodge.
Yeah.
And frankly, you'd be perfectly happy to get that before you're buying the next piece because all of the pieces you're buying need levels.
Yeah.
But it's not even getting that, so it's a shame.
Yeah, half a team. I mean, that team value's like taken a big hit since a couple weeks ago, for sure. But yeah, good on the Necro to get a win. They've had a lot of like close games. That's just kind of.
Or for pointing out that 3+ you've had the TD2, the blitzer. That was a Witch Elf had the ball 3+ pass into the end zone where he was standing. That's just gonna get it done.
Yeah. So
and it was at the end of a sequence of things which had worked, right? And so it's like, okay, at some point something's gonna fail, but like it got so close, like a number of times.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that's just how it goes, I guess. But yeah, and even looking at like ball possession too, like Talk Show Terror had it 50% of the time, and still only the 1 touchdown barely. So it seemed like, just like you were saying, there's other things happening for them where they were not like able to make handoffs or pick up the ball.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, ready to look at the next match?
Yeah. Very exciting match.
Is it though? Is it? Yeah, this one is where I caster cursed myself.
Yeah. Well, you right at the gate too, right? With you failing to get Boomer.
Yes, yeah. I don't know what that was about. I think I got the times wrong or something. I was ready to start at 9 and then realized I had time zoned it It didn't matter. Like I rushed through the inducement screen, which I think happens like once a season. I definitely did that last season too. And I was like, oh dang. So yeah, it was already tilted, and then the rest just happened. I can't remember. I really don't remember too much about this match. This was like last week. Remember the thrower dying to a fireball. I remember that fireball being just like every other fireball my Norse team ever faces, which is like 3 for 3 on knockdowns. I think Hard Apple Vitter got badly hurt in that too. It was like the most brutal. But same, like, I definitely had fireballs like that last season that I was like having to use my Appo because of a freaking fireball. On the other side, the ref was definitely watching the Underworld like a hawk. Well, I guess I know Bomber did some fouling, but I don't think that's what he got for.
Yeah. So yeah, it's escalated by the two secret weapon pieces, but still 4 is a lot of expulsions.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't have a bribe; they were just picking their targets, and they had plenty of room to do it because. And I think I found the Cutney, but I don't think that's what caused the MNG. It might have been. I thought I only KO'd Cutney with the foul and then got the. But I did forget how this ended, which is how Goose Squisher got the strength bust. Do you remember this? Were you watching this?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those that didn't watch, I really should have clipped this for this match. I'll have to go back and find it. I want to at least have that clip as a memorial for this team, because this team is like my Norse is done. Like I'm currently thinking about like what I'm gonna re-roll to.
Yeah.
I've got a Robbie next week.
Done with it just as you got in the team to a place where I like it.
Yeah, I figured you'd be like, what the hell? These Ulfs are great. The Zerker's pretty good. Whatever. But Goose Squisher. So I had so they got the ball to Goose Squisher probably like turn 13, maybe 12 even. Like they had pretty much cleared the pitch of all my Norse and were just like getting their hits, and like there were some KOs off, so they didn't want those to come back, and they were up 1-0, so why not just run it out? So I didn't have anything else to do, so I'm just throwing the dice at trying to get to the ball, which is Goose Squisher, who's waiting and ready to get his first touchdown ever.
Mm-hmm.
I still have Bingbury Cobbler, who you'll note has an MVP. Bingbury was tied up by the troll with tentacles, and I rolled through those tentacles like they were not even there. I think twice. Yeah, so like dodged into a tackle zone, into the troll tackle zone. So that was once with tentacles, out of there through tentacles. Run down, GFI, hits Goose Squisher, boom. Not only armor break, but strength bust, and that's probably the last we've seen of him.
I believe he's already been replaced.
Yeah. And just like cackling. I think the ball even like... No, I was thinking about trying to pick up with them, and I decided not to. But yeah, it was fun. But it's not the sort of play that you ever try unless you have nothing else to lose or try. So that was my favorite part of the match. The rest was just a bunch of garbage. I mean, I did overplay on defense, letting them score towards the end, but I didn't have. I was still. They were whittling down pieces a little bit, and it wasn't gonna be insignificant for them to. Even if I had stayed on that side, I think they still could have made something happen.
Mm-hmm.
Superbase asking what's on top of my reroll list. It might be Chaos. It might be. I'm oscillating between Bash or agility. Something not hybrid. Something a little more clear cut. But probably chaos or I don't know. I've been watching your pro elves and that's been fun. Or Skaven. I don't know. Woodies, yeah. Yeah, Tim finished the job on 666. I know you wanted to claim that scalp last season, but this one, yeah, I did not even appo because it's time, and I still had good pieces out there and whatever. And I literally just said it on the recap last week.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that is the tale there. Good on Hiroto for kind of juking and driving a bit in the first half. It didn't quite slant until like we got into the second half and
his first win of the season.
Wizard did it in. Yeah. Hasn't been fortunate enough to run into any bye weeks, and yeah, they're 87% ball possession.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Yeah, frustrating greenhorn with probs. Yeah, we'll see. It's still early. I might do a poll or something out. I gotta think about it. But I've played a little bit with pros before. They're fun. I just don't know about the long grind with them.
Yeah.
Alright, on to the next match, which is, speaking of pro elves, Broken Bone Battalion winning over Squeaky Blinders. Oh yeah, sorry. Did that on my computer and not on the stream. There it is.
Yeah, nice win for Super Base.
Yeah.
But kind of a disappointing niggle there.
Yeah.
But an interesting level. Like, that is a...
Yep.
Piling on like nothing else related to hitting.
With the niggle, like just like, hey, come at me.
You're very confident about your ability to screen that piece off after it.
Yep.
With it. I mean, and there is, in fairness, 3 blood step pieces that can be employed for that purpose. But
yeah, but is it something you want to be doing with as pro elves?
Or I guess just like lineman. But it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Not next
Yeah.
week because he's going to be out, but
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah. But yeah, I took a look at this match this week because I was curious to see how our top team in the division is doing with their wins. And this one was really close, actually. In both halves, just some unexpected results. Where the Skaven started out with the ball and were pretty aggressive with Arthur Colby. They blitzed, I think the pros were in like a little in Protect 5 defense, and pros, or Arthur Colby comes out, knocks over an elf, and then piles on. And there's not much protecting him. And I think if we've seen Broken Bone Battalion this season, we know they're not going to pass up the opportunity to just stomp on that piece's head. Sure enough, they KO him with a turn 2 foul. And so Arthur Colby's out for the rest of the half, which is a pretty effective piece. It's your, tackle piece attached to Mighty Blow piling on. And, the pros do, just kind of have their way with the Skaven on defense. Wannabe gets his level by killing the Alfie Solar Rats 5. Which was a targeted piece given the armor bust. They took a couple hits before Wannabe got him, and this is all still first quarter. The Skaven had put out a scoring threat, but it couldn't get free of diving tackle, and which kind of, I think, interrupted their plans a little bit, and they were kind of expecting to get through that, and because of that, the elves were able to set up a surf. Like a clever surf, like they pushed one piece to the sideline, and then Finn Colby, who was standing by the sideline, was able to get pushed out, and that's how how Finn took the Kaz. Where is that? Huh. They definitely got cast out of the match, but I don't know.
I may have messed up the sheet.
Okay.
So I'll check.
I don't think it was a perm. I just think it was badly hurt.
Yeah, there is a missing badly hurt on Finn Colby.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that was all within the first 4 turns. You didn't have Arthur Colby on the pitch, and you weren't going to have Finn Colby for the rest of the match, which was a bit of a disadvantage for the Skaven. Those are top 2 pieces. We get into the second half. The second quarter of the first half, and so far the pros have removed 4 of the rats, and they're only taken 2 in return. So the Skaven kind of retreat a bit and try to stretch the field, but the elves, and they're carrying on Polygray, right? Like, why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough piece to like mark up and then go after.
Yeah.
But the elves manage to do it. There's enough room for them to get through. They get the ball sacked, but they don't have any recovery because it took so much to both screen off and mark and all that. So then it becomes for this quarter like kind of a hot potato situation. The thrower picks it back up on its next turn, but then snakes a GFI and fumbles it. But it's in a bunch of the Skaven, so the elves can't get it. They just kind of like base up around it. On turn 7, the Skaven clear it and recover, but they can't get it to a scoring threat to score, and the elves again sack. This time they pick up the ball and run down the pitch. They've got 2 pieces in scoring position, one with the ball. Again, that was their turn 7, so we're on to Skaven turn 8. They lightning bolt. This is where the wizard comes out.
All right.
And which is like, for the pro elves, you're like, sweet, we got them to use their lightning bolt on their own drive. But they actually managed, you mentioned the chaos having to do a 5+ pass. That's what the Skaven had to do to get the ball to a gutter runner in scoring position. They had to use a line rat to do a 3+ pickup, 5+ pass, and they get it and don't even have to use a reroll. And so that, they get that on turn 8. They're up 1-0, breathing a sigh of relief, right?
Right.
Turn 8, pros pull off the 1 turn. Pretty smoothly. They did fail the pass or the pickup before they even passed and did 2 GFIs. But all the blocking and pushing wound up masterfully, and the Skaven didn't have enough pieces to create dodges at the back end. So that the sideline Sammy was able to just run up the pitch, and with the GFIs get in. So at halftime we're 1-1. So the tail of the second half was actually, even though we see that the pro elves won, that was actually in doubt quite a bit. Arthur Colby comes back and is on like a tear. In 4 turns, gets 3 casualties. Well, 3, they blitzed only 3 of those turns and got casualties. So first one was just a lino. Then they got Richard Long, which was they had to use Super Base had to use the Apo to save Richard Long from a armor bust. And then on turn 12, that's when Arthur Colby came after wannabe War Dancer, who was kind of screening off the ball, and Arthur Colby said, "You know what? I'm gonna get one back for old Alfie," and gave wannabe the niggling injury that we see there. But yeah, so like that first quarter was just pro elves trying to stay nimble and cage and punch, but at this point they've taken so many losses that their caging is a little tougher to do while also punching. So they try to like break out of it a little bit, but then they snake a catch that allow the rats to kind of get in, swarm, and mark up a lot of pieces. The pro elves managed to scatter the ball free enough to recover, but because it was like a lot of pushes and stuff, they didn't have like a full cage. They basically just picked up the ball and stood next to a bunch of their pieces, hoping that Skaven wouldn't be able to get them down. And this was the kind of the turn of the match, because Squeaky Blinders blitzed in, managed to got a mark on the ball carrier, and blitzed in Grace Colby, who's the wrestle tackle piece, onto I think it's the catch was the pro off with the ball, so a blodge piece. They roll, push both down, but re-roll it. And I think this was discussed in REL chat, but that re-roll, it seemed like they didn't realize what they had, because the wrestle would have worked fine, or they were, I don't know if they wanted the knockdown for sure, but it didn't seem like they needed it. They had other pieces for recovery, so they re-rolled it and dub skulled, and that pretty much was that. Pro Elves were able to then, because there were still like pieces that the Skaven hadn't done, because this was kind of early on in their turn, so the Pro Elves just screen off, managed to survive a couple more turns of Arthur Colby, and then score on turn 16. Skaven set up for a potential one turn, but got blitzed. So so very fun match to watch. Very close game. I'm sure Random Maximus might have been a little bit frustrated with some of the, so I don't know about the wrestle tackle, choice to re-roll that, but just a tough one to come so close and then lose. So,
A really unfortunate MVP there.
Yep. It gets the dead MVP, which I think we saw loner MVP earlier too. What do you think about the gutter runner with diving tackle?
That's an interesting choice. To have that be that one's role.
Do you think that's in honor of Richard Long, who tripped up that very piece, or maybe a different piece?
Maybe.
Okay.
Super Base saying that, forgot he had wrestle.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be useful, but I mean that piece will get hit, and it may not survive very long.
Yeah.
I also if you're gonna go that route, there's a temptation to do sidestep.
First, right?
Because otherwise you just push it off.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, Tim Nielsen saying just that in chat, and I mean that's why you see it as a reasonably early on skill for pro blitzers, because they already have sidestep out of the box. Or take guard first. So otherwise damage on both sides wasn't too bad. Line rat, couple line rats, a couple line elves. Both teams should be fine going to the next match. Which brings us
last match of the week.
Last match of the week, and this was the this was the welcome to REL 3B match for the Elder Statesman, and I think it went. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, I've got. Yes, that's the old oh Robbie theme song that Punchman's Report used to have. Body parts. He's back, man. He's on a roll, and just chewing through teams,
winning and killing.
Once back into Div 2.
Spent 100 of his own money on a bribe, which meant that his opponent got a Wandering Apothecary. Which did not do enough.
Right. No.
So Henry Clay, that's unfortunate. And Akbar, similarly.
That's
I hate to see it.
really bad. Yeah, I think the Apo came out pretty early for them, at least like a first one, and then I don't know where the second one went. But I think maybe Akbar was like, it was going to be worse. One of the two was like going to be a dead, and then they revived it. I think Henry Clay was definitely one of the Apos, because I remember thinking, I don't know. I think that one might just let go.
Yeah,
but,
in this match at least.
Yeah, but I think they were close, because they're so close to that next level.
Right.
I think they were like, really, really wanting that piece to continue on. They don't have, well, they do have other wrestle pieces, but those are linemen. I don't know. But, I mean, who am I to judge how you use Appos against Arabi, because it's just all going to come at you.
Yeah.
And I don't know where you start to pick your favorites. Yeah, so nice one. And yeah, winning this match, Arabi, with the 2-1. I was a bit surprised to see the 2 touchdowns happen.
Yep.
And no real development on either side. I think probably wanted to get Crappy Clooney at one of those touchdowns, but I don't remember.
So it just didn't work out.
Yeah, probably more interested in actually hitting with them.
I'll say Michaels Really Sucks has been fired.
Oh, interesting.
I assume just too expensive, has been replaced with, I think, Michael Sucks Again.
Very good. Very good.
Just too expensive.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, and soaking up MVPs and
yeah.
Yeah, getting close to that 4th level. I mean,
He's got 2 other dirty player pieces.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say Kick's kind of interesting, but it's not crucial for choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, we'll see how they're looking for their next match when we get to the preview.
Yeah. First leaderboard.
Yep. Yep. Looking pretty good for Pro Elves.
Yep. Yeah, that's a nice lead.
Yeah.
That's you can afford a loss and no one can still catch you for a round.
Yep.
So you don't want to lose immediately, but it's a nice cushion.
Yeah.
But then a really competitive next 3.
Yeah. Then that's still, our 2 elves and our top Skaven team. Starting to pull away from the rest. I mean, Arabi won, so they're actually on the upswing. Though it seems like they kind of have a pattern going of 2 wins, a loss, 2 wins. Or wait, no, are those ties? No, those are losses. Yeah, so we'll see if they can. I mean, knowing who they play.
And Robbie's been alternating for a while.
Yeah. Knowing who they play next, I think they might not be too far off from getting their next time or their next win. And Scurry Squad's still in it again, kind of taking some more lumps this past week, so that's 2 losses for them in a row. It's been a little rough.
Rough for them, and obviously rough for Orfer and the Romanian Rebels.
Yeah. Yes.
Is that's they have not pulled away. They are resting on the fact that they did incredibly well to start.
Yep.
But
yeah,
we need to start winning again.
Yep. Only 1 tie in the past 3 weeks, no wins. Means they've sloped off from first place, whereas Super Base has gone screaming to the top after that first loss to the other elves. So yeah, and then the rest of us that are probably starting to look at next season. I've already mentioned my plans, but I'm curious. See if anybody else is starting to think about either rerolls or trying to have a presentable record to stay in tier 3. And I think next week the plan is to have the predictor
That's the plan. It's always just depend like getting a new thing set up like that. It's dependent on like my having enough time. But that's the plan is to have some predictor stuff next week.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned this, but it is a bit tricky to set up, right? Because we have 2 teams that didn't start the season with us.
Right. It's not basically the program's not built to handle there being a 16 team division where like people swap out and like have their records replaced. You can do bye weeks, you can do like all sorts of stuff, but like I basically will need to like massage it into like a fake version of like the record with only 14 teams in it, which means that it's where I'm after like different versions for like different people. It's going to be like a pain. So we'll see what I can get you guys. I'll try to get you something as good as possible, but like the fact that there's been replacements is it makes it hard.
So we probably we probably won't do a predictor sheet for everybody, just like teams that are looking like they have a shot, and we'll kind of have to take a look and see what that exactly entails. But or for not wanting to get promoted if they still have their broken team. So be interesting.
Div 2 would be rough to try to develop that many pieces in.
I'm sure we'll probably get some offers from some other teams. Have the Dark Elves and High Elves played yet?
I don't know.
Oh, not giving it, no wins to give away. Very confusing. Yeah, come on, Arthur. We'll see. How the rest of it goes. We've got a couple more weeks, and I think ready to look at next week, which is week 9. So first up, we've got Squeaky Blinders versus Ace Truck & Co. Also, have not seen any pings, so I don't think any matches have been played, but I don't know. I have not checked.
Yeah, or for pointing out what I was just checking, which is that he still has to play the other 3 top teams.
Oh, so interesting.
We could see like a lot of motion around the top.
Yeah.
As does Tim Nielsen. So actually, we're gonna see a lot of our top teams colliding.
Okay.
In the final weeks. So that'll be exciting. But this match, Squeaky Blinders, Ace Truck & Co.
Yeah. This is gonna be. I think this is gonna be rough.
It looks like a match where Skaven could very well take a lot of damage here.
Yeah, I mean we saw it already. I mean we saw it last week. Ace Truck & Co. just dismantling Scurry Squad. So even though that was an odd match, it's still like this is a scary team to face as a agility team.
Yeah, particularly when you have like so many non-agility pieces, where they can just like base up all the line rats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like swarm the storm vermin, like get them surrounded with enough guard. It's you can wind out with the gutter runners being the only things that are left mobile, and they can't do it all on their own.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, arguably, Squeaky Blinders has 2 good gutter runners for this, or not gutter runners, storm vermin for this match.
Yeah.
And I think that might, help give them a little bit more edge than Scurry Squad only had 1, and they got removed turn 0. So maybe it might be a little bit more challenge for Ace Truck & Co. to win this. But I think Squeaky Blinders definitely takes some lumps.
Yeah.
And you got this really nice thrower that you got to try to protect in addition to all your gutter runners and storm vermin. So, this should be interesting. I could see this being a tie.
Yeah.
With, again, Skaven just taking a lot of lumps.
Yeah.
All right, and our second match.
Speaking of rough matches,
Yep. Play at home.
Yep, and you get inducements.
Yeah.
And you get your TV down enough.
Yeah, so I'll have 150, so I'm getting a wizard, obviously. No. I mean, I might. I don't know. It's like tough to lean into my agility side since I basically just have one piece that is doing that.
Yeah.
Instead of, having the thrower and having another catcher with agility up. So, I don't know. Bolt a Robbie and run. Yeah, maybe do what he does. Just like channel my inner Robbie, and if I find a Robbie out on his own trying to kill my pieces, just bolt him and foul him into the pitch.
I wouldn't hate it.
I don't know.
You have the problem that like Claw is not like what he needs against you.
No.
Like the other two piling on Mighty Blow guys are just fine.
Right. Yeah, even if I get a Robbie out, it's like I'm sure Turd Norse Ferguson's gonna be like, yeah, you guys are part of my name. Now let me smash you with my fists and you'll become part of me as well. Yeah, this is not gonna be pretty. And I don't know. Just gonna try to do some weird stuff. I don't know what I do with that 150. Like if I'm planning on keeping the team, maybe I do an extra Apo. But I'm not. But I don't think there's anything past Boomer. There's an interesting start player that I can get.
They get too expensive. Wilhelm Cheney comes in at 240, so even at 190,
Yeah.
I don't think you want to spend cash in this match.
Nah.
So yeah, I think you do Boomer and you do. I mean, you could do the Wizard. You could, yeah.
Yeah, Wizard might be fun. So yeah, just because there's not another start player within reach. So
yeah.
I guess I could do like a Merc lineman with Dirty Player or something. But then without, I don't think, wouldn't have enough for a bribe.
No, that would be 130.
Yeah. So I'll think about it, but I'll probably do the Wizard just to return what's been given to me so much this season. So yeah, I'm expecting this to be very similar to the last time I played a Robbie, which was with my Underworld team, in which I had 3 pieces on the pitch at the start of the second half. And I had a legal concede as a possibility, and I passed on it because I was up 1-0. And I was like, maybe I can just distract him with these pieces. And I still have my Apo. He managed to foul and kill my last Storm Vermin, Underworld Blitzer, and the Apo did not bring him back.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. So, anticipating a repeat of that, and we'll see. It's not been scheduled yet, so I do need to figure that out. I will probably stream it unless Snow gets a hold of it. He seems to have enjoyed streaming Robbie matches.
Yeah, they're good streams.
All right, next up, we've got Battle of the Elves. That's right, we have 4
Battle of the
elves.
beat up elves.
Yes. We got 4 teams. They can form the... Well, I guess, form the Robbie... the battered teams of Arabi's past. And I don't know. Same team value basically.
Yeah, you can't, and Orpher can't spend money to get like anything. Just too much other stuff to buy.
Yep.
So
4 loners for the Elder Statement and 3 for Remaining Rebels. I could see both teams just trying to like keep each other at arm's length and score touchdowns. Almost. He has his positional. Orpher saying the High Elves have the positionals. so they might have an edge in skills.
Yeah. Well, you look at like in terms of the 1610 for Orifer, you got Try Hard and Lightning Rod, which just like bare stata pieces. That will be nice someday.
Yeah,
but like they're not good right now. Whereas like where the skills are for the high elves, I think it's just a lot better, right? Like Jordy Nelson is a complete piece.
Yep.
That will do useful things, and the same for the other like.
And the stat ups are covered with other skills, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, Jordy Nelson. That is a good piece, especially for this match. Huh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, both teams have about the same amount of armor value 7 because of the runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see this being a push though, and just ending up 1-1.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, but yeah, I think it leans a little bit in the high elves direction.
Yep. Cool. And next up, we have Wrath of Nuffle versus Broken Bone Battalion. This one's interesting.
Our number 1 team up against some chaos. That's it's got Roy out, but given he doesn't have tackle, Andy's like the main killer. And frankly, Wally Mantle is arguably. Given you don't need Claw, you need Claw for so little on this team.
Yeah.
For the pro elves, that I think you can survive. Like you'd be more unhappy if Wally Mantle was out.
Yeah, I agree. Though that piece also might be a pretty nice target for the pro elves.
Yeah, with the niggle and all that.
Yep.
Though with Wannabe War Dancer out, their ability to like really punish that niggle is reduced, and it's gonna be a match where it's like it'll be harder for them to bash it out quite as much without Mighty Blow available.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All that saying, if Cullen leaves Wally Mantle out on his own,
but you still blitz him.
Yeah, you can blitz him and get him on the pitch and foul him.
Well, so and I expect we'll just see a lot more blitzes out of Accident Prone Annie, right? It'll just, be straight 4 blitzes all day.
Yeah, that's pretty nice backup. What do you do with this 100K?
Probably just Apo.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I wouldn't.
Like, I don't think you get a bribe.
That's what I was wondering. That would be my second guess. So I've seen them foul like important pieces, like they did it in their last match against Scurry Squad.
Yeah, I just look at like the important piece of things like Andy is a super important piece, and it's going to be a real pain to get him on the ground.
Yeah.
To be fouled, and there's so much like chaos stuff that can screen and protect pieces. You're not going to have, and with Roy out, right? You're not going to have him voluntarily putting his killer on the ground. Right, like the bribe can be nice when there's piling on, because it's like, are you sure you want to pile on?
Right.
But you just have to worry about that.
Yeah.
You might foul Crazy Horse, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I would do the Apothecary just to like be able to keep more stuff in the game.
It's true. Like that. I mean, that is something that could help you win, perhaps more reliably than the bribe. I would say maybe definitely, because if you keep a badly hurt from the first half in, that's a really important piece, then that's pretty big. Cool. Yeah, definitely curious about this. Might be the match to watch for the week.
I don't think that's true, but
yeah,
we get to it. Yeah, the 7th match is the match to watch.
Oh, okay. I haven't looked ahead. All right, Dead and Scoring It versus Warpstone and Rock and Roll. 2 teams trying to find their way to the middle of the standings, I think.
Yeah.
Might be a little too far. I think it's a little too far for them to reach the top.
I would think so.
At this point. So we've got 5 more matches. Yeah. Unless everything starts to change. But yeah, I think with Hiroto being out, his good blitzer, this is going to be a pretty tough one. And the only one thrower.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
gonna-
you really. This is a match where you really
two
want to cut me
rerolls.
love to be just like getting fools out of the game,
Yeah.
and that will be going on. And you can get, you'll bring in Glard instead, probably.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
But he's just not as good as Cutney Love.
No, yeah, they'll have Clark. Clark's 210, I think.
Yeah.
So they won't be able to get a wizard as well. They could get a bribe. And a big...
I mean, after 210, there's 180 left.
Oh, right.
So yeah, they could get the wizard, or they could get.
Well, they're already getting a bribe, so probably
You don't do the bribe, so yeah, you probably do the wizard. You do the wizard, or you do the apothecary.
Oh yeah.
Because you're like, I just want to. If you're like, well, the season's not going great, I just want to kind of like keep stuff alive. You could get the apothecary, but I think the wizard's more fun.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're in the same kind of boat as me as far as like, am I keeping this team? If so, like that changes what you're picking up in these inducements.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Vethia's in a good spot to do some work here. Against these goblins and Oswald the hero also set up for that too. So I think this will be possibly a good match for the undead to just kind of reap.
Yeah, they have a real chance to get a lot of pieces off the field pretty fast, I think. And if they can do that, then it's like, okay, well, let's go score on Plague Gobbler, get them a level. Let's go really get to make your choices of what you do.
Yeah, could see that for sure.
And we got a Ram 2 the Ancient. That's probably a typo. But we got that guy.
Instead of Ramtut.
That'd be my guess.
That'd be funny if this
No, his name's Ram 2. Okay, got it right.
What if it's
anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, he's one SPP away, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to see him take a lot of 3 dies on goblins and stuff like that, I would imagine, in the effort to get him over the line.
Yeah.
Because you get him stand firm, and that's a real nice piece.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah. Tutmoose the Elder, if he goes unlocked, he could get it too.
Yeah.
It's not out of the realm. But generally, these pieces are so tied to their movement. They're not going to be.
They do what they hit what they hit. They do what they do.
Yeah. Get too many choices. Cool. All right, moving on to the 6th match. We got our 5th seed, or 5th place team versus our 7th place team. Both have been taking their highs and lows, I guess.
Yeah.
Scurry Squad will have Stanton DeClassimo 2 back.
Yep, but Storm Waffle gone.
Yeah. And
410
inducements. Yes. Oh my gosh.
You could see the wizard angle art. You could see stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, I think probably. Given that you're going up against, some bunch of armor 8 and 9.
Yeah.
I think with the one turner, it's possible for them to win this.
I think it's very possible, but they just need to keep themselves alive, right? Keep the one turner safe, because the one turner can score, and if you have a wizard, you can maybe get the ball off of them. It should be very, very doable to get a 2-1.
Yeah,
at the least for the Skaven. Not trivial, but it should be very doable.
Yeah, but they can't sit the one turner on the sideline, right?
No,
they're at 11. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, you get Glard and then you're at 12.
Oh, okay.
Or you get anything and you're at 12.
Yeah. That's true.
You would even if you didn't want to pay for Glard, you would put 80 into getting just a Merc line rack.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I think you do Glart just because you don't have any other piece that's gonna blitz.
Yeah.
At all.
Zips up will blitz once or twice if it can see the ball carrier. That's it.
Yeah. And 5th meat is fine, I guess, but it's not how you're hoping to get there.
frankly to be one of those matches where fifth beat gets kind of offered up a little bit as like a piece with, and the werewolf. You'll better have the werewolf go over to that than any of the gutter runners.
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, and I think Talk Show Terror, man, is set up for this match. I mean, both the wolves, the tackle is really nice,
and a white.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. I mean, they've been doing okay with these agility matches.
We were on the second to last preview, Hiroto, so you missed essentially everything. You'll just have to go back and watch the video.
Yeah. We just finished talking about your match against Snow. Are you all still? Well, you can answer this in chat, but I won't keep talking. But are you all still planning to play after us? Is my question. Because I'll switch over to you all once we're done.
Yeah, but this match, I'll be curious to see what Death Dyers gets. It's a piece you'd only put like wrestle on, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe block, that sort of thing. But a piece you kind of didn't want to have level. Here it is.
Yep.
It looks like a 4 MVP piece. That's my assumption. What's going on there.
I know. We're catching a theme with that.
But yeah, interesting to see how this one goes. Both teams that are like on the make, but need wins.
Yeah.
Like they need consistent wins.
Yep. Oh, you're waiting for Snow to finish his recap. Okay. Yeah.
And one match left.
Yep.
This is the one I was saying was the match of the week.
Oh yeah. This is the match of the week.
Two natural one-turners.
Whatever I just said. Yeah.
And yeah, there's like two good teams. 110 going to high elves. I'm wondering, do they look at this matchup and scum the wizard on the grounds that like if you're gonna spend, do it now, and he doesn't have anything that he has to buy at the same time? I don't know that I would.
I don't know that I would because I think it's harder. It's hard to use
because Murder's Red Cat can move the ball so far.
Yeah.
That like it's. And it's when like then Captain Zoom can go get it because he's also super fast. But it's like it's an interesting thing of like what do you do in that? Shame that there's two pieces out, of course, for the high elves.
Yeah, because it would have been interesting to see. Though I guess I would have put it at.
They would have been giving 290 the other. That's not quite right. They would have been giving one would have been giving 150 the other way if they had those pieces.
Okay. Yeah. So.
That's what I like. The 1780 assumes that 220k gets put down to 150. I'm curious if that gets like spent on anything.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Tim Nielsen amused by something.
Do you think they start building their bench back up for goblins? Oh, it might upgrade the stadium. Okay.
Yeah, I mean they're at 13.
Oh, they are. Oh, I just forgot the 2 missing. Yeah, got it. Okay, 13's probably exactly what he wants. So yeah
13's fine. You don't need a 14th. And if you have it in the stadium, then the stadium makes perfect sense. It's a match where you're not that. You go down to 120, and that's plenty to be in a match where you're not expected to take significant damage.
Yeah,
there's no outgoing, like the Mighty Blow piece isn't in. I think basically these are two good coaches with two good teams that are generally in good shape, but True Blue has two pieces out that are like good imported pieces that would have been useful in this match, and I think that gives the edge to Tim Nielsen.
Yeah, I agree. No Mighty Blow. Kim Kardashian coming after Goblin Set deck, and War Chief and Pile Driver are ready, revved up and ready to go. I think this will be one. I wonder if Integrity Farmers takes an extra Apo for this, just so they can make sure they have Captain Zoom at the ready.
Yeah, I mean that would make a ton of sense to me, is because we know that Tim Nielsen fouls. He's got the bench to do it, and he will be targeting that piece aggressively. I think 2 Apos to keep that in the game makes sense.
Yeah, because that changes the whole formula for you winning.
Yeah,
if that piece is not there, which you probably don't, or even tie if Zoom's not around.
But should be a good one. I'm curious when this is going to get played because I would like to watch it.
Definitely. All right. So that does it. Okay, yeah, hasn't been scheduled yet. Very curious. I guess was just gonna offer if Hiroto had any questions about their match, I'd be happy to go back just a little bit since he's waiting for the stream. But otherwise, I think we're about good to wrap up.
Yep.
So, he might have already bounced.
Yeah.
Frankly. But yeah, I think that's about gonna do it. Yeah, like I said, for next week we'll start looking at how things are shaping up as far as these top 4 spots. It does seem a lot more open, or it does seem like there's not as many people actually in contention for 4 spots as I would have expected.
No, there's like, we have our top person, we have our set of 3, and then there's people who can get into that set of 3 if things go right, but it feels separated.
Yeah.
Like the gaps are falling in like places that really separate that top 4.
Yeah, yeah. Compared to last season in Div 4, where we only had 2 spots, but it felt like, I guess we kind of had the same thing happen up with our top 2 for a little bit, and then that shifted. Where we had Clown Thulu like just rolling through things. We have 4 people for 2 spots, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just I guess, and that's it. Just because there are 4 spots, it feels a lot more. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be more like the more interesting thing might be like who has the best shot at playoffs versus Challengers Cup. So what we might end up talking about more.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, we still have the wild card of Arabi factoring into maybe getting into Challengers Cup, which would be...
That'd be wild. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Whoever gets... Yeah, if that happens, whoever gets that draw is going to be pissed.
Yeah.
There's already been teams like, I'm a Season 1 team and I get matched with who? And it's just like some non-Arabi coach, so like, but yeah, looking forward to this week, kind of telling us a bit more about our top 4, given that we have a top 4 matchup, and some tricky ones for the other 2. Yeah, should be pretty interesting.
Yep.
So, thanks all for watching. We definitely went a little longer than we have been, but I think, partly because it's a lot of fun to have people to bounce chat off of. And because things are getting a bit more contentious.
And we were a little quicker last week because we were a bit under the weather. So
yeah.
Enjoying being back and feeling better.
Yeah. Talking about Blood Bowl. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll catch you all next Thursday, and maybe a stream in between. We'll see. Have a good night.
Let's see if I can get this. They won't double skull. Well, rip me.
Oh! Oh well.
Robbie, I wonder what Robbie's gonna blitz.
Now the ball's
God damn.
Well,
Okay, I think we found our clip to the bench. Right, and Pete's with the ball in scoring.
yeah, but if this ends up doing some big damage,
Oh,
Fuck off! Holy shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh.
That's so awful. What a nice piece. Wow.
R.I.P.
Oh man.